Stuff keeps happening, so we're back with another update. This time, we promise, no updates on crude oil, right, Mr. Holt? It's the April 23rd edition of Health in 2.0.
So, Mr. Massey, you don't think we should be changing this to a, commodity oil trading, oil distribution, oil delivery show?
No, I think that it's quite enough to hear you pontificate on healthcare. I feel like you should stay in your lane.
Staying in my lane. Funny, I thought that was the best show we've ever done, but apparently not everyone believes it.
I don't know. I would not put that into our best. My favorite is the one that we did in Stitches at Health 2.0 Europe 2 years ago, where you were so drunk and slurry that on the playback of that, you couldn't even understand yourself.
Well, no laughing. This is going to be a deadly serious episode. What do you got?
All right, set your timer, friend.
Okay, ready? Hang on.
We're on analog there.
Go.
Here we go. RDMD raises 14 million.
Okay, this is another one of these, let's try and get patients together, a little bit like the way patients like me did, but aiming at rare diseases. Can we group a bunch of patients together and get open data and figure it out and sell the results to drug companies? Sounds like a little late in the game, but there's probably space there now that patients like me has gone a bit funny with its A, going to the Chinese and being going to United, and there is still a big hole in rare diseases, so maybe.
All right, maternity-focused health IT company Dorsata raises 5.2 million. What does this one do? You watched a demo.
It's basically an EMR prenatal tracker. Now, it's pretty interesting because those of you who really remember the 2009 High-Tech Act may remember that Medicare paid for that. Medicare doesn't pay for a lot of pregnancies because most people having babies are are under the age of 65. And a lot of OBGYNs didn't buy EMRs. So maybe this is going to somehow sneak in there. I don't really know what the status of the EMR market is, but it's more like a tracker, but it is something to be used directly by the doctors.
All right, VR company XRHealth raises 7 million.
Oh, I've used it. It's pretty
this.
cool. You put like the, XR, the Oculus Rift goggles on, and you move stuff around instead of, it's probably too early, but eventually, 3, 4, 5, 10 years out, all that physical therapy is going to be done in virtual reality.
All right, what about OneDrop? They acquired the assets and IP of Sano Intelligence for this non-invasive CGM patch. I don't understand what's going on here.
Okay, so OneDrop's always confused the hell out of me. It's kind of like Livongo, but without the structure and the selling to employers. And then Bayer put in $40 million. They do sell you a meter. They also sell you the strips. And now they're buying a CGM meter, but not one for the big boys. Maybe this is amazing, this technology. I think 20 million was put in that company and it kind of died. So we'll see what happened.
All right, what about your favorite category, DTX? Akili gets FDA approval for the ADHD game, which was only going to be prescribed before. But now they're lifting the requirement of having the prescription. And in this whole bucket of things that the FDA did last week where they've lifted the restrictions on mental health applications, this is one of those that's getting passed in. What do you think?
Well, I mean, you said the main point, right? The FDA has lifted these restrictions. All these video games as therapy type things. Akili was like a leader in that with Adam Kaufman and Adam Ghazali. Adam Kaufman's a different guy. Adam Ghazali from UCSF, led the research on that. He was showing it years ago had a big impact. Video games had a big impact on things like dementia. Now they focus on ADHD. The problem with this is, why do you want this to be a therapeutic? Well, it's back to my old rant. You want this to be a therapeutic because you can charge a lot more money if it's a prescribed digital therapeutic, like a drug, rather than it's like a random piece of digital health that may or may not help you. I think that we will be seeing, this is a good category, it's needed, but we're going to see struggles about getting the price they want. But it's good to see it actually gets out there and starts being used, and maybe it's some help for those kids.
You were so serious.
This is a serious show. I don't know why you're laughing the whole time. You spent the whole of the last show laughing.
Oh, so this is my fault now that this is a clusterfuck. I I'm sure anybody who has followed this show and also your career prior to when I dropped in like an angel into it knows that I am not the one who is responsible for this. It's all you, buddy. Take the credit.
Okay. So this is the first and last serious Health in 2.0, and then we'll go back to...
Well, at least we can say we did one.
Oh, we did one.
We did one.
We already did a little bit.
Get ready for commodities in 2.0.
I don't know. I mean, the commodities market and the future of the world, it's very like the telehealth market.
We promise no.
Okay. But,
all right.
you know, so Lisa Sinan, Venture Valkyrie, wrote an interesting piece about, you know, is digital health real now? And I kind of said, I joked and said, well, pity you didn't buy the Teladoc stock, which is now $13 billion. Something in the order of 13 times next year's revenue. By the way, do you know how much the Zoom stock, Zoom market cap, do you know how much a multiple of future revenue, not future earnings, future revenue is for next year?
No, tell me.
40 times revenue. So a brave person, maybe not me, will be shorting Zoom just about now.
Oh my goodness.
So we have got some irrational exuberance going on even while the rest of the market has been collapsing, and ExxonMobil is now worth $12.58. You know?
Irrational exuberance is how I would describe my personality, actually.
There you go. You are responsible for the stock market crash and the stock market bubble at the same time.
Yes, irrationally exuberant. That's exactly how I would describe it.
All right, we should get out of here and let people...
Let's get out of this. All right, friends, sign up for our email newsletter on thehealthcareblog.com and follow along with all of the exploits of the very serious Matthew Holt at BoltyBoy on Twitter. And you can follow along with the irrationally exuberant adventures of myself at Jess. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you guys soon. Bye.